Alright, what's good YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm bringing you guys another reaction video, and today I'm going to be reacting to Snoop Dogg. So my last video I reacted to Dr. Dre, The Chronic, and then when I asked you guys, because in all my reaction videos I asked you guys to request some artists for me to react to, and you guys requested Snoop Dogg, Doggystyle. Now I've already heard the majority of this album. I mean, if you haven't heard some of these tracks and you just simply aren't a hip-hop fan, songs like Gin and Juice, The Shiznit. So what I'm going to do, I chose 4 songs off the album that I haven't heard in their entirety. If I have heard them, I have listened to them in a while. One of them happens to be Who Am I, What's My Name? And I know that that's known as one of Snoop's most popular songs, so you probably think I'm crazy for not having heard it before. Obviously I've heard it, the chorus is iconic, but I've only heard it a couple of times briefly, so I want to actually dive into it and see what Snoop's lyrics are sounding like. And the 4 songs I'm going to be doing are called Murder Was the Case, Who Am I, Doggy Dog World, and Lottie Dottie. Those are the 4 most popular songs on the album that I haven't heard. Like I said, I've heard Snoop's essential tracks. My favorite Snoop song is The Shiznit. Besides Doggystyle, I haven't heard any Snoop albums. A lot of people say that he peaked with his first album. I'm gonna need you guys to elaborate on that because I don't know much about Snoop musically. My generation, we look at Snoop more as an entertainer than we do for his music. Obviously rap, hip hop is what put Snoop on the map. So let's not waste no more time, man. Before we get into this video, I ask that you guys please subscribe. I'm almost at 1K. I'm trying to hit that goal, 1K by May 19th. That's my graduation date. I'm trying to get there. I'm 150 subs away. So if you guys could just subscribe to this video, I'd appreciate it. If you like old hip-hop and you want to see me react to it, that's what I do. So yeah, anything's appreciated, man. But let's not waste no more time, man. Let's get into this first track. The first track I'm going to be playing is called Murder Was the Case by Snoop Dogg and Daz. So let's get into it.
As I look up at the sky, my mind starts tripping, a tear drops my eye. My body temperature falls, I'm shaking and then breaking, trying to save the dough. Pumping on my chest and I'm screaming, I stop breathing, damn I see demons. Dear God, I wonder can you save me? I can't die, my boo-boo's about to have my baby. I think it's too late for praying, hold up, her voice spoke to me and it slowly started saying, bring your lifestyle to
that G-Funk sound is so catchy. Yeah. This sounds fire so far. I'm pretty sure I've skimmed over this song before but never gave it a full analysis.
And my daddy and my homies in my corner. It's gonna take a miracle, let's say, for me to walk again and talk again. But anyway, I get furnace some keys to get back on my feet. And everything that nigga said came to reality. Living like a bowler low, having money and blowing hella chronic smoke. I bought my mama a beast, I bought my boo-boo a Jag, and now I'm rolling in the 9 trends, AL dog.
Yeah, let's go, this is fire.
No more
damn, bro.
I'm on my way to Chino, rolling on the great goose shack, go from head to toe. 25 with an Izzel with nowhere to gizzo. I know them niggas from the other side recognize my face, cause it's the OG, Eagle Double G, LBC. I thought, cause you can't tell what's next. My little homie, baby, boots at the pencil in his neck, and he probably won't make it to 622. I put that on my mama, I'ma ride for you, baby, boo.
Alright, that track was fire. Production legendary. That beat was just a vibe. Snoop doing his thing. I mean, like I said in my previous video where I reacted to Dre, I'm an East Coast hip hop fan. That's what I listen to. That's my preference. I'm more of a, as you can see, I'm a Pro Era fan. If you don't know what Pro Era is, it's Joey Badass record label. My favorite rappers are Joey, Nas, Jay-Z, artists like that. So West Coast rap, it's a whole completely different sound. The East Coast focuses more on lyricism, storytelling, etc. And West Coast is just more about the vibe and the catchiness. So I didn't know that at first, which is why when I listened to NWA and Eazy-E for the first time, I got a lot of hate because I was trying to compare Eazy-E to Nas in terms of his lyricism when that's not the case. This is just more about the vibe and enjoying the music and being able to relate to it. But either way, man, that song was fire. Even if I had listened to that before I came to that realization, I would still love that track. It was fire all around. Snoop's storytelling, he knows how to use his voice really well. That track definitely lived up to my expectations. So the next track I'm going to be listening to is called Who Am I, What's My Name? Obviously, I know what this song is, Snoop Doggy Dogg. but I've never gave it a full analysis like I said, so this is gonna be my first time actually like giving the track a complete listen. So let's get into it. One thing I will say about West Coast rap is the production's way catchier. This hook is legendary, we all know that.
From the depths of the sea, back to the black Snoop Doggy Dogg, monkey at the dot point solo on that ass, but it's still insane. Long Beach is the spot where I serve my cane. Follow me, but don't lose your breath. 9 tricks ain't big in for me to fuck up shit. So I ain't holding nothing back, and motherfucker, I got 5 on the 20 track. It's like that, it doesn't matter what's back. Cause I never hesitate to put a nigga on his back. Yeah, so keep up the
Oh, Dre's on here too? Am I dumb?
What's the motherfucking name?
This track's a vibe, man.
Motherfucking hell's like every day. Dropping shit with my nigga Mr. Dr. Dre. Like I said, niggas can't fuck with this. And niggas can't fuck with that shit that I drop, cause you know it don't stop. Mr. 187 on the motherfucking top. Tick-tock, now with a Glock, just some nuts in the clock. Robbing motherfuckers, then I kill them blood clots. And I step through the fog and I creep through the small. Cause I'm Snoop Doggy, Doggy, Doggy. The dog pound right behind me and up in your bitch is where you might find me.
I can listen to the dog pound too. That's gonna be on my future list.
Then guess what? He is I and I am him. Slim with the tilted brim. What's my motherfucking name?
Yeah, I don't know how someone can not like this track. Snoop could not say a word on the track and I still like it just because the production's that good. Okay, so before I talk about that track, I want to clear something up because this happens in every video I post. People say, "Oh, you can't, like, why are you chopping up the tracks? Why are you skipping ahead on the tracks?" So I'm not skipping ahead. I listen to the whole song like physically here right now, but in the video I have to chop it up because I'm not trying to get a copyright strike and get my video taken down. So I would love to play out the whole track and let you guys see my reaction to the whole entire track, but I can't do that because the video is gonna get taken down if I do that. So anyways, man, that track was fire, legendary. That's a classic, 100%. And Snoop just writing the beat, spitting bars, the beat was legendary, like I said, and Snoop lived up to it. He did his thing on that beat. Yeah, not much else to say. That song just, it's regarded as a classic, and it definitely lived up to it to me. That track's legendary. Okay, so next track I'm going to be listening to is called Doggy Doggy World featuring the Dramatics and the Dog Pound. Okay, I don't know who the Dramatics are. I obviously know who the Dog Pound is. So let's get into this track. It's almost 6 minutes long.
Everywhere I go, I'm hearing motherfuckers trying to steal my flow, but it ain't no thing to see my nigga Coolio could be up on the game when I step through the door. You know, some of these niggas is so deceptive, using my styles like a contraceptive.
Snoop has like the perfect rapping voice, man.
It's the knick-knack patty whack. I still got the biggest sack, so put your gun away, run away, cause I'm back. Hit 'em up, get 'em up, split 'em up now.
Okay, I like the switch of his flow.
It make me wanna holler cause my dollars coming ozone. East side till I die. YX, why? As the world keeps spinning to the D.O.
That's probably my favorite verse I've heard so far in this video. If this song is sounding more chill so far, I could vibe to this for sure.
Well, if you give me 10 bitches and I'll fuck all 10. See my homie Snoop Dogg sipping juice and gin. Don't slip, I'm for the set trip.
There's something I turn on at night and just ride around to.
You can't see me, I'm a G like that, strapped with hit hard tactics. A fucking menace using hoes like tennis rackets. It's on again, it's on and popping. All I see is green, so there ain't no stopping. I wanna see some panties dropping. I'm coming from LA, she used to chill with Dre up in Compton. All I ever could do is shoot that hoe. Chill out my daily music,
looks crazy too.
I'm dishing out blues, I'm upsetting like bad news. Cut off khaki straight braids and house shoes. Head hunt, hit the button and light shit up like Red Dome. Peep the massacre from a verbal assassin.
Yo, comment some corrupt songs down below. I need to get into his music.
Really don't know, do you? You fucking with a hoe, you can't do me. I'm going out loony like dog.
This might be my favorite track so far, I'm not gonna lie.
I flip-flop and serve hoes with the fat dick till I die. I'm still screaming that bitches ain't shit. Now I'm the Mac that hat. Not known about the city where I'm from. Dumb Diddy dumb as your groove to the gangster shit. The D-O-double-G, the P-O-U-D, the gangster click. Now as the pound break it down with the gangster funk. I can see and I can tell us what the fuck you want. So I legs up the chronic so I can get high.
Yeah, that was definitely my favorite track out of the three. Not saying I dislike the other two because I love all three tracks so far, but this song just hit different. The flows, I like the flows, I like how each of them were able to bring different flows and switch their flows frequently. When I talk about flows, like in my Eazy-E video, I was talking about, oh, he's not switching up his flow or nothing. People think when I talk about flows, they think I'm like an Eminem stan or something. I don't even listen to Eminem, actually. I'm not one of those people that think just because you could rap fast or just because you have a good flow makes you a good rapper. I'm the opposite of that, actually. I think most speed rap is corny. But, it's nice to be able to hear rappers switch their flow, and that's something that I don't really hear a lot in terms of 90s West Coast rap, but that's something I heard here on this song, which is why it makes it one of my favorite tracks that I've heard from Snoop so far. But yeah, that was my favorite Snoop verse I've heard on this project so far. My favorite Snoop verse is still the one I heard from that song on Dre's project, Lil Ghetto Boy. That's my favorite Snoop verse that I've heard, like, of all time. But his verse on this song was my favorite verse on this project so far, hands down. So yeah, that song was fire. That's getting saved. That's going on the playlist. And the last track I'm going to be reacting to is called Lottie Dottie featuring, or Lodi Dodi. It's Lottie Dottie or Lodi Dodi. I don't know how to say it. Featuring Nancy Fletcher. I don't know who that is. I probably should know who that is, but I don't. But anyways, man, let's get into the track, the last one.
Lordy Dotty, we like to party, we don't cause trouble, we don't bother nobody, we're just some niggas on the mic.
This has a different vibe to it.
We rock up on the mic, we rock the mic. For all my dogs, keeping y'all in health, just to see you smile and enjoy yourself, cause it's cool when you call the
Okay, Snoop, I didn't know you had it like this.
Which we create, cause that's our mission, so listen close to what we say, because this type of shit happens every day. I woke up around 10 o'clock in the morning. I gave myself a stretch up, a moaning, yawning. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the top dog of them all? There was a rumble double.
Alright, let me say this real quick. Listening to old school rap, West Coast especially, I find myself hearing a lot of lines that are overused, like that mirror mirror on the wall thing. Like, I've heard that used like frequently throughout hip-hop history, but I gotta understand that listening to this era of rap is where it originated. So me, I'm young, like I've heard it many times throughout different generations, because like I'm just now getting into different types of old school rap. So, but I need to understand that this is where it originated. So I need to give this a listen as if like I'm in the 90s hearing it for the first time, if that makes sense.
Use oil of LA cause my skin gets pale, and then I got the file for my fingernails. I'm true to the style on my behalf. I put the bubbles in the tub so I can take a bubble bath. Clean, dry was my body and hair. I put
what's this
on
man
my
talking about?
doggy underwear. For all the bitches I might take home, I got the Johnson baby powder and cool water cologne. I forgot my endo, then I dilly down.
I like the storytelling.
I bumped into this smoker named from the valley. This was a girl playing hard to get, so I said, what's wrong? Cause she looked upset. She said, it's all because of you. I'm feeling sad and blue. You went away.
Okay. I like the concept of the track, the storytelling. I just don't know how I'm feeling it overall.
The bitch was strong, the kids was gone. Something was wrong, I said what was going on? I tried to break it up, I said stop it, just leave her. She said if I can't smoke none, she can't either. She grabbed me closely by my socks, so I broke the hell out and I grabbed my sack of rocks. But they gave chase, they caught up quick. They started crying on my shoes and grabbing my dick and saying, why don't you give me a play so we can break it down the Long Beach way? Doggy, 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 can't you see? Somehow your words just hypnotized me, and I just love your jazzy ways.
Yo, that's crazy. Hypnotized, the Biggie, can't you see? That came from this? Cause this, like what I'm seeing, this came out in '93. Biggie dropped that album in '97. I never knew that. I thought that was completely original. But yeah, I like the storytelling in that track, man. The theme and structure of that track was really cool overall. I just don't know if it's something that I would personally replay. I really like the track, don't get me wrong. It's just like the overall sound is something that will take a few more listens to get used to, if that makes sense. But overall, man, I'm impressed. Doggystyle definitely, I understand why it's regarded as a classic album now. Honestly, I might even like it better than The Chronic, if we're being honest. Obviously, both albums classics, but from what I've heard off of Doggystyle compared to the whole Chronic album, they both have bangers. But it seems like Doggystyle is more consistent throughout, in my personal opinion. But yeah, man, Snoop, definitely a legend. People say he fell off after his first project. I don't know personally. I haven't listened to any other projects from Snoop besides his recent ones, which I think are just okay. They're not great. They're not terrible. Albums like Never Left and what's the one he dropped before that? Kool-Aid. There we go. Both Kool-Aid and Never Left are like the most recent albums I've heard from Snoop. They're both pretty mediocre in my opinion. But let me know. Put me onto some post-Doggystyle Snoop Dogg that you guys think are good. Let me know what you think his second best album is, because I'm pretty sure everyone thinks Doggystyle is his best album. And give me some more West Coast rappers to get into, man. I low-key want to get back on the East Coast grind on this channel, because I've been doing, like, the last 5 artists I've reacted to were West Coast, so I might switch back to East Coast. Some albums I want to listen to are Only Built for Cuban Links by Raekwon. I want to listen to, I might do a Tribe Called Quest or Wu-Tang Part 2. I'm not too sure, but either way, give me some West Coast rappers to react to. Maybe some Warren G, some Corrupt, etc. Leave your requests down below. I'll get those out as soon as I can. But yeah, Snoop, based on what I've heard so far, definitely one of my favorite listens so far. Bone Thugs definitely stands at number 1 still for me, man, though. Their music just straight up blew me away. If you guys haven't seen that video, make sure you go check out my Bone Thugs reaction. And yeah, I guess we wrap up that video here. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you're new. Like I said, I've got all kinds of reactions to old school hip-hop. From Bone Thugs to Outkast to Biggie to Eazy-E. Although if you're an Eazy-E fan, I would recommend you don't watch that video. I've got all kinds of old school hip-hop reactions, so please go check those out if you guys are new, man. Like I said, hit that subscribe button. Help me get to 1K. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed. Comment some requests or your thoughts down below, man. And I'm out.
In designer, I'm enlightened, but with commas in my check. Perfect timing, I'm a titan. Watch me rule the earth again. I'll be too determined to be swerving out my lane for trends. I just found a way to cleanse. Say, that's my lady friend.